Hello everyone, my name is Ajitab and I'm glad to welcome you all in today's edition of Live, Work, Play the Tech Mahindra Way. This platform enables us with a unique opportunity wherein we get a chance to interact with our leaders up close and personal, wherein they share their experiences, their thoughts, organization values, and also about the RISE tenets, that how they themselves and also their team demonstrated. Today's guest on the show has got an experience of more than 2 decades in IT industry, especially in the field of business development and marketing. He's a person who started his career with TechM, and these 20 years which he has spent in Tech Mahindra has been into the field of developing new market. For example, he has played a vital role in opening up new market segments like North America, Middle East, and Asia too. At the same time, he's been responsible for building long-term strategic relationship with the key accounts of Tech Mahindra worldwide. In his current role, he heads the strategy for Tech Mahindra and is responsible for new growth business. He's got a master's in computer application from Jagdish Mitra, and he has got a master's in business administration from University of London. Prior to getting into the role of head of strategy at Tech Mahindra, he was leading us as a CEO of Canvas M, that is the mobility division of Tech Mahindra. It's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Jagdish Mitra on the show. Welcome, Jagdish.
Thank you, Adarsh.
Thanks a lot for taking time for all of us. And now,
my pleasure.
Thank you. I would like to ask you that since you've got a journey, I would say an eventful journey, starting as a fresher, as a developer, and then you have served on a broad spectrum of responsibilities, heading the mobility division as a CEO of our Canvas M. And then you moved on to strategic role and heading that function. And now the growth factories, which is being a very eventful zone which for all of us. And we are very keen to know that what's been happening, especially with the given focus on innovation and ideas. Can you give us a sneak peek of the growth factories?
Sure. So growth factories is an area that we are looking at primarily to start new businesses incubate new businesses, start new businesses, get folks or companies from outside as part of our programs and our solutions. Could be startups, could be new ventures. The whole idea is be able to change Tech Mahindra to be ready for the new world in the next 2 to 3 years' time. As you know that our customers obviously are engaged today in buying IT services from us, and we've done a great job. Our growth story talks about it. But obviously the buying behavior, what the customers needs for the next 3-4 years is going to be very different. Okay. We can already see trends in which their customers are buying. Everyone's buying a service out of them, and therefore a lot of digital is playing a critical role in it. And therefore the transformation journey that we are doing with our customers will end up in us providing them some services. And if we can do that, we are going to be successful. And the job of this group is to enable the company to go there.
Sure, certainly. Thank you. The kind of initiatives which we see these days, if I'll mention to say Young CEO program or the Shadow Board or the Dreamers, these are the new programs which makes us feel that there's been a lot of emphasis on innovation and new ideas. So how helpful these ideas has been so far in taking us our journey towards achieving a greater goal?
Well, I think I think we've been reasonably successful in coming up with new ideas, experimenting with new ideas, and I think we have to thank the management team and the culture here for being able to experiment and being ready to experiment, which is very important, because it can be a little bit of a challenge because you don't know always how the outcome is going to be. So the idea of accepting that some of these or a large amount of these may not succeed and some may succeed is a difficult one for any business team to try and invest in. But in spite of that, we've been able to do that. You talked about the aimers and the young CEOs, and I think this is important from a context of putting sort of dots around what we are trying to do for the future. So growth factories cannot live in isolation. It has to be those technologies or those areas that we are trying to get into, but we also need a bunch of young leaders that we are going to work with, right? The reason being, every company is as successful as its management team and the bandwidth that its leadership has. Now, one way to do it is go and hire from outside. The other way to do, which is best probably, is to inculcate talent from internal the company and give those guys the opportunity to run new businesses. Some of us have had the chance because we joined a company which was very small. Now the company is sort of growing in a much larger way, and we should give those opportunities to those. So I personally am very actively involved with the Young CEO program, because I think to look at new businesses in this area, we will need new leaders, new solution providers who can take this as if they are the CEOs of this business and take it forward. Same for the 1000 Leaders program, and same for the aimers, because more and more we need a younger bunch of leaders who will come and do the job and make us ready for the future.
Sure. Right, sure. Certainly that's very thoughtful, I would say, how we are shaping up our existing business and the future as well. When we talk about the RISE tenets, how successful we are in terms of living up the RISE value, or probably you can give us an example of one of your teammates, or probably your example, or one of the leaders' example.
Well, I think there's a RISE example everywhere. I think there are people who are living it every day. I know of people in my team who were doing solution when there was difficult times during the cyclone in Odisha, and they stuck together and did that solution in spite of the fact that there were enough reasons for them to come back. Then there were people who were trying to sit together the night to put together a proposal together when I was working with the North American solutioning team. Then when we were in a crisis again with a project, we had a bunch of people and developers, including some of our leaders, who flew in from Mumbai, irrespective of the fact that their families were there, and stayed for a month almost outside there and tried to fix the problem.
All right. So you're saying that the examples of RISE is everywhere. So that's really inspiring, especially that cyclone or all the other things which you have shared. That's really inspiring for all of us. And now let me travel back in time and just imagine that I'm a fresher and just joined in Tech Mahindra as you had at one point in time. So as a fresher, if I pose a question that's what is the thing which I should look for if I join Tech Mahindra, what would be your response?
Well, I think I'll tell them what I have experienced, and I think that to me is the biggest change that you can look for in a company, the opportunity for you to grow.
Right.
Okay, and I think those are areas where you should probably look for the cultural difference between one company and the other. What makes a difference is the culture in which you're operating. Our culture is one of entrepreneurship. Right. Our culture is one of risk taking. And it gives you the chance to be in today's world, which is basically one of entrepreneurship and risk taking. Sure. So here is what you should join, because that's what gives you a chance to almost try out new things. If fail, so be it, but get up and rise and run again.
Sure. So if I say that there is a culture of, I would say, innovation, and there is a culture of camaraderie, and there's a culture wherein you should not be afraid of being not successful in the first go. Because when we look around the happenings, even we celebrate, if I can use that word, that failed innovation too.
Correct. Yeah. Innovation which is guaranteeing success is probably not innovation, because it's kind of a dichotomy there, that you have innovation happening and it's every time a success. Okay. Then there's something wrong in the way you're innovating things on, because most of the times you don't know anything about what the future is going to hold. And there are so many parameters that will change by the time you get your service or product out into the market. So the idea is that sincerity in approach and making sure that you're learning from what you did wrong last time or failed last time.
No, Jagdish, we have always seen you either relaxed or smiling, all right? Given the fact that you've got a huge set of responsibilities, So now that you are that good as an actor, or you have a secret?
Well, I think I'm a good actor. My team members probably feel completely the opposite of what you just felt. But I think the secret of being a smile is that, you know, at the end of the day, there are bigger things in this world. And don't get bogged down by one small thing that is worrying you at work, because it by worrying it won't help. It's about trying to find out the solution towards some of these things, and at times just giving it a little more time to seep in. Like at times people say, you know, like all bad things this time shall also pass. So you have to give it a little more time at times to pass, rather than get hassled about, you know, where is it that you know, and get irritated about it in time. Sometimes when you give it a little more time to think, you get probably a nicer answer. And the ability to relax is only because I think realizing that all answers don't lie here. You know, it has to come from some other people, and I can make sure that I facilitate it.
So you're saying that we should allow failure to sink in, and then we should get the learning out of it and then move on.
Correct, correct.
If there's a one key message that you would like to deliver to all tech mighties, what that message would be?
I guess a combination. I think I would want them to first enjoy what you're doing. Don't compare between, you know, this technology that you got a chance and something else has got a better technology to work on, or someone's got a better account to do. There is no end to that comparison. I think you can make the best out of where you are, and I think lucky enough to get that. So enjoy, smile, and have a good hearty laugh at the end of it, and enjoy being there. And secondly, you know, be passionate about what you're doing. If you're passionate about what you're doing, you will get the best out of yourself. If you're doing it as a matter of fact, then you might as well quit. If the job is not worthwhile, then quit the job, because you're not doing a service to the company or to yourself. So to me, it's very important that you should love what you're doing and enjoy what you're doing.
Absolutely, thank you so much. And today we had the privilege of a great inspiring leader talking to us, and I'm sure that we all will have takeaways. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you very much.
So that was Jagdish Mitra. Stay tuned with us with more inspiring conversation with our leaders. So live, work, and play the Tech Mahindra way. Thank you.